All right, this is the 3 steps for America on page 72 here. So we start with our 2-finger on C, and we're going to do the intervals. So we play the first middle C and say start, same, up a second, down a third, up a second, up a second, up a second, same but with a different finger, up a second, down a second, down a second, down a second, up a second, down a second, crossover, down a second, then back to the thumb, up a second, and then we go to a third, E and G, a third, 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 and then start on E, down a second, up a second, up a second, down a second, down a second, down a second, up a third, up a second, crossing the thumb under, up a second, down a third, down a second, crosses the 3 over, and down a second, down a second. Now the left hand, if we have a chord, we'll just say the name of the chord. And it's a C chord to start out with. And then we have a second, F and G. And then we have a 5th, C and G. A 6th, and then a 5th, and then start on F, and then down a second. And then we have a second on F and G, and then a third on E and G. And then we jump to G, start, down the 5th. And then we come up an octave and play this 5th, G, C and G. And then start G, same, and then C and G 5th. That's held for 2 measures. And then F, start, up a second, then the G7 chord, C chord, and C. All right, so now we're going to do step 2, which is name the notes. And when we have a chord, we can just name the chord instead of naming the notes in the chord. So at the very beginning, we have a C chord in middle C, C, D, then F, G, and B, C, D, and then C, G, and E. I'm always naming the notes. When I hit my hands together, I name the notes from the bottom to the top. So C, G, and E. Then we hold that left hand and play E with the right hand 3, and then C, A, and F, back to C, G, and E, and then F and D, and A and C, and then F, G, and D, C, D, and then E, G, and C. Put the pedal down, play G down here, and then C in the left hand, E and G in the right, E and G, E and G, C, G, E and G, D and F, C and E, and then G with D and F, D and F, D and F, G, D and F, E, D, C, G, and E, F, E, D, C, E, F, G, F and A, F, G and E, G7 and D, C chord and C, and then a C down at the bottom. All right, now we're going to do step 2, playing and counting. Nice and slow. 1,